the question is about proximity and timelessness. Well, with timelessness, you're always in the proximity. Because timelessness obviously wasn't once and will be and won't be later or something. It's always so. So it's more like an everywhere type quality. Yes? So in timelessness, the center of timelessness is everywhere. Wherever you may be or may not be, that's where it is, yes? So there's no way you could leave everywhere to go to a special somewhere to make it noble to get back to that everywhere. There's just everywhere. So it's always available at all times because it's not of time, yes? And therefore, in time, there's distance. In time, places get formed. In time, it will take me time to get to Iowa from here, yes? So right now, Iowa doesn't exist for me, but over time, I could arrive somewhere and say that's Iowa. But in timelessness, that's not going on. Timelessness it's like a permeating space, yeah, which allows everything to appear in it, but what appears in it doesn't affect it. In other words, the qualities of what's appearing in it don't have any effect on it. So no matter how much time you want to make get into timelessness, it's not going to invest or inject time into timelessness. Timelessness is timelessness, yes? So the solution, in a sense, for me, always has that quality, that it's always available at all times right where you are, with no requirement necessary to meet it. Yeah? No one gets here late. No one got here early. No one gets it before you. No one's going to get it after you, yeah? It's not about that. So it's just like if you read The Prodigal Son, where it took him years to go down the tubes, the prodigal son. He goes out and he leaves his little situation and he goes partying and he gets screwed up and he ends up in a pigsty eating corn that the pigs wouldn't eat, the cobs. And many times he had thought about, maybe I should just surrender and give up and go back to my father. But he always would put it off, yeah, because of his own judgment. No, he'll never accept me anymore. Look at all that I did. Look, I spent years doing all this stuff, all this. The time ingredient was so powerful to him that he had really screwed up. But then it got so bad, he decided, I'm going to go. And then immediately he's on a road out of the sty, meeting the father. The father gives him some new clothes, puts a ring on him, says, hey, we're having a feast. Let's go. So it took absolutely no time for him to be reacquainted with his father, yet it took years of time to seem to go away from it, yeah? So the whole idea of time, and the only thing that was keeping the prodigal son from returning was the idea that he had spent all this time away, yeah? And he had done so many things that had put time and distance between him and his father. It was all believing a lie that was keeping him in the lie. Once he realized it got so much and he let it collapse, the lie had no effect anymore. He was immediately returned to his father, immediately was in his good graces. He didn't have to work towards being in his good graces. Immediately a ring was put on, and immediately he sat down and had a feast. Yeah. So this, I find, is just playing with the idea of time, because people, in a sense, from when I speak with them, it's almost as if time is real, and yet your own experience during the day, time's elastic. Like if you're doing something you like, it goes by really fast. If you're doing something you don't like, it's not going fast, yeah? So time is part and parcel of what's appearing in this moment. It's part of what appears in a moment. It's not an object that's hanging over each moment. It's appearing in this moment, yeah? Time. And it's appearing just like the idea of being a self is appearing. There's really no difference. There are two streams of mental processes that are appearing. But we take ourselves to be real, and we give time the meaning of being real. And so now we don't believe that we could be available to life right now. It's always about I will be after I practice or do this or do that. There's so much time invested in everything that we attempt to do here. Everything we entertain is soaked in time. We always entertain our own state as a possible goal that we'll arrive at through practices. This is all the soakedness of time.